This section is an example of opening a text file from Excel and parsing the text into columns of data. Parsing is the process of analyzing data into its component parts. You can get different types of text file, and here are some. There's a tab delimited file, which is the best file to store things in order to open them with Excel. And a CSV file is very common. It separates the different fields with a comma. This of course can get confused when there is commas in the text. The most difficult file to open is actually a binary file because it has no delimiters in the file. Here's an example of a text file which is actually exported as a trial balance from Great Plains. I've shown you this one before. I'm going to actually open this in the next slide with Excel. Now, when you open, you'll be presented with this window. So let's do that. Let's go to the blank file, come up here, and file open. I want to specify to you, when you get this window and you see that there are no files here, it could be because down here where it says what it means, it doesn't say, but types of file, it says all Excel files. Now you're not opening an Excel file, so you actually have to bring this down and say all files. Then here's your file here, and it's actually got an extension RPT in it. It could have TXT, of course. So anyway, let's just double click that. You can either double click it or you can click it once to select it and hit open. Here's the window I promised you, and we have here two choices, delimited and fixed width. Because this is nicely laid out in columns, I'm actually going to go with the fixed width. And here's what Excel has decided are the columns. Along here there are two delimiter indicators which I do not want, so I double click them and they disappear. Am I happy with that? Go right the way through. You can actually go across and you can go down. Yes, I'm happy with that. The next screen in the wizard lets you select a format for each column, and it defaults to general format, and you'll see this radio button up here, text. I actually want that to be text, and all these I actually want to be text. You will learn which items you want to be text and what you don't. So I want all that text, but along here where I actually have the amounts, I want that to be general format because that's a number. Okay, now the wizard only presents me with a finish button, and I am finished. So pressing the finish button, this is what I get. Okay. Notice that all this is nicely in columns. It doesn't come that way normally with other types of files, so you'll actually have to get some practice at doing this. Now notice I have chosen a simple example. I think there's no reason for you to watch some of the struggles. Maybe that's another presentation. So note that I opened a file with a fixed width type. I eliminated the delimiters that I did not want. I allocated appropriate data types to each column, and I checked that the columns are the best compromise. So let's just go back now, close that, and come back to our slide. and this is actually what I get. I've expanded the font so you could read it. Now, what you should do is you should actually take out the columns that you don't want, right? And format the amount column. And then one of the things I do is I check that we balance to 0. And my last trick, I come back to the center. Let's I can put in a column here, widen that one, and I'm going to put in a formula here, equals, and this column, and copy that down. Right, once we have got our account numbers in there, you can actually choose the column and then drop the formulas to values only, and then we can eliminate the column that we don't want. We can eliminate the rows that we don't need, and we're going to be left. And we actually do not need the description column. So all we actually need is the account number and the balance. Okay, I just didn't do these rows down here. So there you are, there is the result that you want, and here it is in the result file, ready for you to import into your application. Right, that's all on parsing, and more internal workings I could do some other time. In the meantime, let's get back to our mainstream. Thank you.